Hi YouTube, how are you? I'm doing okay, not too bad. This morning was a little trying, but my washing machine has electronics on it where I had to reset it. It's used, but I haven't used it before. It's new to me, and so I had to study a lot more than I wanted to. It's well, you know what? It doesn't matter. They're all the same. I was going to say I'm not going to say what brand it is because it can probably be shut off electronically. Well, if the electronics don't work, it doesn't matter anyway. But it's Whirlpool Cabria is what it's called, and it's got all the buzzers and lights and like it's like a computer basically to reset it. It's got codes, and so funky little thing. I learned more about those type of electronics this morning than I wanted to, but I got it working. Thank you, YouTube. So anyway, next time I show you my hair, I'm going to trim it. It'll be a while, not anytime soon. But then I'll wear like a smaller, lighter colored shirt so you can actually see where my waist is and stuff. My big old shirt last night, I was trying to get it out of the way and it wouldn't move, so I don't know. Anyway, it didn't turn out too well. Next time I'll set things up differently, and because I want my people to be able to see what's going on, what I look like. So I hope I'm your people too. So anyway, speaking of that, the spiritual war we're in, and people that are so diverse, I was looking up more descriptions of divergence, because I know in biology that word is used like the progression of similar species, but not actually, like different kinds of chimpanzees or that type. They diverge into something else, so they say. Spiritually, divergence is like errants versus non-errants. Those of you that know and can see the future, it's not like it is a gift from God, and you know it is, and your intelligence, or no, I'm going to say it like it is, your intelligence level is like, it's up there, and you're striving for more all the time, because you just feel like you're ready for something that's going to be coming down. Other people don't even seem to be aware of that. And that's what got me to thinking about divergence today. It's like, am I actually so spiritually different from my own sons? That's a trip. That is a divergence. Either my blood in them or their dads. Either they didn't change, either that's the times we're in, or the Christ blood that's in me wasn't powerful enough to put that into them. One or the two. You see, I'm the divergent because I'm different than my mother, spiritually, and they're different than me. But I wonder, would they have been without like drugs or alcohol or beatings or trauma or child abuse, different things they've suffered? Would that have actually happened to them spiritually? See, I just don't know. All I do know is I'm at an impasse with them. it's like too painful to wait for. It's narcissistic, like I can give you a little bit of love, but I'm only going to give you so much. It's like we don't communicate like that in life. It's like, you or I. It's like we say something to each other and we're talking and we're communicating and, I don't know. So, yeah. I mean, you're aware if you're an errant, if you're ready to face God, you're an errant. If you're not, everybody knows it. You can't pretend your way to the top, so to speak, spiritually, but they do. They pretend. They keep pretending. So, we've had a heck of a day. Our four-wheeler broke, like the chain flew off. He was dragging the driveway. Just crazy electronic stuff and the lines going into it and everything. It just was like, what the is today anyway? I know it's Thursday, or like 007 will say Thor's Day. But nah, it's God's day. Anyway, every day is God's day. I just hope I do him honor. And that's what I was going to say, something I wrote over on Facebook. I'm going to read the meme to you and then read what I wrote on there. And my daughter-in-law, who divorced my son, I mean, she loves him, but it just, this world is crazy. It's crazy, crazy. But anything your parents do for you after you turn 18 years old is out of pure love. Respect them and be thankful. Well, I don't get respect or thanks. I don't even get a birthday wish. That's how thankful they am for my life. So, I put or do what I did. Cut ties. If we don't or can't respect them, be honorable for you. Where's the honor in a man that would disrespect his mother in any way, but then ask of her, but only after he gives a little bit of love. That's like a token of kindness, but it's fake. Here's a little crumb. Yeah, that's what I'm going through. So, and people, when you have this type of thing happen to you by just about everybody around you in your life, you gotta see the times we're living in. And I know we're speaking the same language. I can say something to you. I heard it again today. Doug says, we're saying the same thing, only differently. No, we're saying different things. Basically, I don't know. It's hard to describe. I'll say something, he won't get it, but you get it when I talk. Do you see? It's just intentional shit. I can't prove this spiritual war that we're all in. I cannot prove the divergence between people. It's not a different species. It's spiritual. I think that's what the rulers that think they're controlling this world are in fear of, is that more errants will wake up, or autodidactic type people, self-taught. Because once you learn something for yourself, you're not only proud of that, you want to learn more. You're not actually waiting for somebody to tell you something. Of course, we run across things that'll make us investigate deeper, but that's what we do, you know? Just like when the CDC told me I had an unknown fluke. Well, it wasn't really unknown to me, but I was set out to prove it by first getting a microscope and then studying it and studying those microorganisms, which I did in biology when I was a kid too, and a little bit too through nursing school and different things in my life. But I mean, I dove deep on that stuff and I figured it out. I'm still alive. These bastards tried to kill me. I can't prove that either, but it's true. So many times, you know. Really, my heart is the only thing controlling my emotions for myself is the biggest thing in the world. That's something that they cannot do, that they try to do. I'm supposed to roll over and play dead and not have a nice day because somebody deems me as unworthy. You know, no, no, thank you. You know, I don't care who they are. That's the time of day it is to me. You know, I don't care if they like me or not. I really, really, really don't. Concerning my kids, especially, I could care less. These people are men, and I don't like them, and they don't like me. But they're not man enough to say it, you know? And I don't care whose man they were, or are, or child, or whatever. I'd say the same thing to anybody if I didn't like them. You know, be like, do you hear what you just said? Yeah, okay, whatever. You know? It's the phony shit I can't deal with. The users and the abusive people out in this world. What are you good for? You know? What is your purpose? What is your worth and your value to other what's your life worth to you or to somebody else that knows you? Are you valuable? You know? Makes me wonder, you know? What value do you put on other people? You know? As a whole, everybody, you know? Is there is there a glimmer of the whole world in your soul? Oh, I'm sure there is. I can tell. Whoa. Give me more. I'm loving it, you know? Anyway. This isn't really supposed to be a rant or anything. I wasn't sure how it was what direction it would go in, talking about being diverse in nature, in our spirits, the spiritual war that none of us can prove, and the only ones that are being honest about it are the ones that aren't demonic. Isn't that odd? Or, let me reword that, being the divergent I am. There's another meme that said something in relation to that, I think. Maybe. Maybe I... oh, yes, this is it. Or maybe it's not. No. Well, maybe it is. When an awakened woman expresses her dark feminine energy, it's not all love and light. It's a raw, unapologetic, destructive force meant to shake and crumble every untruth there is. That's true. But that's not the one I was looking for. Oh, here it is. When asked how I lived in the company of monsters, I said they did not know that they too were amongst a beast. That's true. Just a different type. Oh, this is true. For my entire life, I've watched the corporate media sell us war after war, always telling us who our enemies are, which countries need saving, and which government should be overthrown. And every single time, it turns out they lied. As well as they did. They do. They have no business, just like when they came in the Americas, they had no business. People still pretend that they did. Shame on all of us, even our parents and our children. Anybody that thinks that it's not that you're not a citizen of this country, it's that you're holding up the very people that killed the Native Americans and that bloodline, and you're keeping them in power. That's the shame of it all. Their own country, our country. Anyway. And an Israeli proverb, there is no place like somebody else's home. Oh, whoa. Bam. That's a good one. Love it. Yeah, I was trying to explain what it was like to, like, I thought I passed on at least 50% of my loving nature to my kids, but they pretend like I was, just like their dad picked up my traits. And of course, people that are together are going to do that anyway, but to take the best of what, even like table manners or whatever, different things, and take it as their own and go out in life, but not actually live that life inside themselves, but pretend that they do. That's what fucking pisses me off. And it's nothing but a lie, you know. I can't stand that out of people. Like I say, they're worth less, you know. I really thought even half of my passion for God, my faith, I thought half of that would be enough to pull them through. Just half. Like I say, I may not see it. It's said in the scriptures, what you instill in your child when they're young from the Word of God will be in them forever. Well, yeah, I don't know if it's going to save them, but it might. I have to have faith that it will, but I might not see it. That's, a little irritating. But yeah, when men are like 40 years old and they want to talk to their mommy, but only when they need something, well, then cut the ties completely and go live your life like a man. If you can't be my friend like a man, um, you weren't ever my child. You were God's anyway, so I will live through this shit and I'll have another happy day. Because I know the care I took. And other people do too. It was above and beyond the call of duty. Way beyond. Like something they could never even fathom. That's how far I went into the care of my children, you know. So, sorry, don't mean to point at you. Damn kids. I don't think girls are any different. I don't really have a personal clue, only with my stepdaughter, and that wasn't a lifelong thing for her childhood with me, but from what I see out of my granddaughters, 4 of them, probably isn't too much difference as far as the care that needs to be taken with a kid. Yeah, it doesn't, they're all trying, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Yeah, if your cat pisses you off or your dog, you probably don't want kids, I wouldn't go as far to say that I wished I never had them. That I'll never say. But they wished that they never had me, and they're making that very clear to me. So, like I say, it's an impasse, and I die virgin, And I do feel like, not only because I'm gonna die sooner, probably, maybe, but because I just feel like I put more effort in to life in general, where other people don't care to. And it's obvious to the ones that are doing it compared to the ones who aren't. We see you're not doing anything. You are not only not helping, you're hindering and hurting the efforts of those spiritual warriors. And yeah, that's intolerable. Yeah, today seemed like almost like a week all in one day. I'm listening to 007 right now. I had to go at the 208.00 mark out of a 503.8 video, because he had to run an errand and he left some music on and different things and let people chatting, and he might have come back sooner than that, but from what I could tell, if you're watching, Richie, I fast forwarded you and I'll be listening later, but it's autodidactic errant after party coffee time, #errant, #autodidactic, #coffee time. So I love his intro music, and it's like choral choir music and different. It's like it's almost like indie music, like a combination of stuff, but it's even not quite that. It's hard to describe. Almost like choral music, symphonic, and like it would be, what's the word I'm sorry, like gothic type sounding stuff. Pretty cool. I love it. But there's another name for like cathedral choirs way back in times. There's another name, and I can't grasp it right now. Oh well. it's pretty awesome anyway. So almost like on the line, only a little nicer than Mr. MBB333 has got like choral music on there. His is a little more dynamic. It's almost like, well, it's not, it doesn't make me. I love the music. It'd be cool on the outro, but the intro, not so much, because I'm getting ready to learn something. I don't want to feel like I want to punch something. I want to, like, get in that frame of mind, you know? So, if you know what I mean, it's like a war charge, you know, with the trumpets and everything, you know? So. Maybe that's the intent. I don't know. I like him, but I don't trust him. Because, you know, these men are doing what they need to do, not only to support themselves, but sometimes, like, natural occurrences happen, like volcanoes and different things on our planet, and he's called Earth Watchman, and they're making like a spectacle out of something that would be like a natural occurrence, or they're pointing out what I believe is like Project Bluebeam stuff and not really mentioning that, just kind of lightly touching on it. But it's like the people who produced it are the people that are like implementing and instilling the fear, and they have all their little pockets of little go-to YouTube channels that are, one does that and one does this, you know, and it's like, yeah. But I see them all. I'm sure you do too. I mean, you know, if somebody's not actually spiritually connected, but they are, but they aren't, if you know what I mean. There is it's like a thin line instead of a rope, you know, like if you're a friend of mine, you and I have a rope. It's like we got each other's hands, you know, but with other people, they're like riding the fence. They're in between. There's just a little tiny twine holding us together, you know. It's not really something you could put a lot of weight on or anything. It's thin, and it would break under pressure, that type of spiritual war we're in, and the people that are using the means of the dark cabal to further their own, and part of the psychological operation, because they're still serving the dark cabal one way or another in that respect, you know. So, like I said, I don't trust him. I like him enough, but there's just something there. There's a funny little feeling there, and I've learned to trust my instincts because they're always right. They are always right. That's from God. When God tells you, like, you're in danger and you freaking know it, if you haven't listened, we pay for it when we don't listen, you know. We just get this inner feeling like it's no, no, and no. But when we say yes to his no, that's when we get in trouble, you know? So, yeah, I just thought I'd talk to the other errants out here that are aware of the divergent, that it is spiritual, and there's nothing they can do to your DNA. If you're solid, in spiritually solid, there's not anything they can do to you. It's the ones that are weak that can have stuff done to them, and they're just not ready to ascend. It's as simple as that. It's no argument. I don't have an argument with these people. They got one with me because they think I'm trying to infringe on their lifestyle. No, I'm not. There's a pit for you all to live in like you act. There's a place for you. I don't have an argument. And you can be king of that place. Nobody cares. So, anyway, I'm going to get this uploaded. I love you all and I appreciate you joining me. Peace from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Have a good night or day wherever you're at.